Well, here we are, Troy Francis and Alpha Male, the notorious
MLD.
We're in the back of a car, speeding through the streets of London. Well, not speeding, we're actually stuck in traffic, but...
In a lovely Mercedes-Benz.
Absolutely. And we thought we'd shoot a couple of videos for you guys. So what I was interested to talk about firstly was your view on dealing with adversity. Not to get too heavy on this beautiful sunny day, but
That's
obviously,
all we do on these live
yeah.
Get heavy.
But obviously, look, I mean, without sugarcoating it, you've been through some stuff recently, so maybe you wanted to sort of tell us about how you're feeling about that, and also just more generally how guys can get through these tough sort of times.
Well, at the end of the day, the opinion of poor people don't matter.
That's it. That's the video, guys. Subscribe.
No, like, obviously, there were all these baseless attacks against me and a coordinated smear campaign in order just to make money, because that's what happens nowadays. They take lies and manipulation to create some out-of-context, dramatic videos and to get some clicks and views and whatnot, and they only do it for the sake of money. These are not good people behind this. They don't have like a good agenda. If you guys have been watching me and my content, I always talk about the core four: make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame. That's what I do. I've just made my little corner of the internet. I didn't plan to go super viral. This was not something I sat down and planned to get big or anything like that. I've just been consistently live streaming since 2019, and so now here we are. Something finally took a big launch when I went on the Whatever podcast. When they invited me on, I didn't even know what the Whatever podcast was until Brian reached out to me.
Yeah.
And so now you have a force of good, which is me and my message, being targeted by the outside forces, the Matrix, trying to tear me down. And that's all they can do, because they can't beat me with their message. Because what is their message? Be mediocre, be fat, do drugs, be addicted to porn, waste your money, right? All that stuff. And if you compare that message to mine, which is be a better man, lift weights, take care of yourself, learn to fight, make money, take care of your family, be a good human being, right? Keep crappy people out of your life. That's what I talk about, and they don't like hearing that, because they want to preach this garbage agenda that is only set up to do one thing and one thing only, which is to financially extort guys who are watching their crap message. There's no purity behind their message. There's no goodness. So they're trying to take you down. But I talked about this on a live stream the other day, and I stand by it. At the end of the day, you got to have a vision. You got to have a clear outcome that you want in life, and you have to endlessly march towards making that vision a reality, and you don't stop until the job is done. And that's why I tell guys, you got to endure. You got to push through. You got to make it happen. And I knew that in true loser fashion, these people would eventually give up their slanderous attacks on me. They'd eventually quit, and they'd move on to the next thing that stimulates their dopamine, because that's all they are. They're just dopamine-addicted slaves.
Yeah, and they're catering for an audience of people who are dopamine addicted as well, aren't they? Because that's what this whole culture now is about. Shorts, it's about clips, it's about the most conflict you can possibly get on the thumbnail and all of that, which is in a way is good, right? But on the other hand, it also means people lose the nuances of the message, I think.
Absolutely. And again, going back to my original statement, like, when you have adversity, when you're going through tough times, you've got to endure. You have to push through. Good things are hard to get. That's why they're good, because if they were easy, everybody would have them. But when you choose the easy path in life, you end up suffering.
So you've talked about this a bit on live stream already, I think, but you obviously, look, I mean, the past few weeks haven't been easy for you. Obviously, it's taken its toll. I mean, could you talk a bit about maybe what you went through in the worst periods of that and how you managed to pull through?
Well, it was just every time I would pick up my phone, there would be some kind of nasty DM, nasty comments. My Instagram got flooded with nasty comments. My YouTube comments got flooded with nasty comments. And for me, the biggest thing that was just crazy was just to see how quickly a lie would spread across the world with no one taking 10 minutes to sit down and logically analyze the situation and think, like, wait a minute, could this potentially be true? Because I debunked all these baseless allegations against me.
Bank of England over there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I debunked all these baseless allegations against me, and they came from a scorned former employee of mine, a guy who I created his online identity, his name, his likeness, his channel strategy, everything he does belongs to me. He is still my property to this day because he's using my name that I gave him. I gave that guy the best life he could ever have. And when we kicked him out of our group because he couldn't adhere to the principles that we were standing by in the group, he went feral. And he was like a scorned ex-girlfriend. He's holding on to my text messages from 2019, 2020, 2021. When I was done with this loser, I quickly blocked him and deleted everything because that's what I do with losers. I'm block, delete, forget, keep winning. That's what I do. That's what Troy does, and that's why we're here and that person's there. And their baseless attack is exactly what it was. Baseless, and guess what? Now, all that publicity actually got me even more recognition. I just got invited to be on the No Jumper podcast with 4.6 million subscribers thanks to this idiot. And he is still a loser English teacher with no money, drinking and chasing girls in the club every weekend to forget the fact that his life sucks. So I know my vision is pure. I've been marching forward on my vision since 2015 when I started my YouTube channel, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. And that pisses people off. It pisses people off when people can see you working hard every day, pushing through your obstacles, pushing through your limits, trying to figure out the solutions to your problem, and relentlessly attacking the problems in your life. Other people, when they don't have the mental facilities or the discipline to do that, it starts to arouse a feeling of jealousy and envy in them, and it comes from a direct place of them feeling inadequate. Because when they feel inadequate, instead of doing the right thing and being like, what's wrong with me? How can I get better? They want to tear people down, and that's what the majority of people do.
Yeah, definitely. So really for you, it's having that vision and knowing where you're going. That is the key thing. That's been your North Star. And to be fair, I mean, like, I've known you for years now. And I mean, you have. I mean, even back in the day when you were nowhere near as big as you are now, you still had that same vision, didn't you? I remember you used to talk about, you'd write things down and stick it up on the wall, to keep you on track for what you were going for. I started actually listening to the audiobook of Patrick Bet-David's book, Your 5 Next Moves, which is really good. And he actually also talks about the importance of setting a vision. You've got to know where you're going in order to start getting there, right?
Yeah, all the greats talk about it. Arnold Schwarzenegger, they just came out with a new documentary recently on Netflix. It's a 3-episode documentary talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was talking about his vision and what he wanted to accomplish in life. And a lot of people don't know this. I didn't even know this, but did you know that Arnold, for 5 years, he was blacklisted in Hollywood and nobody wanted to deal with him at all?
No, really?
Yeah. After he did this movie, I think it was called Hercules Comes to New York, it was so bad, his accent was so bad, they had to get rid of his voice and they had to use an American voiceover because his English accent was so bad. And for 5 years, he kept on getting rejected and rejected and rejected in Hollywood. But what did he do? He endured. He pushed through. Same thing, a big influence in my life has been Conor McGregor. Before he started going off the deep end. But, Conor McGregor, he had always talked about his vision, and it was a clear vision. He would talk about envisioning something, taking relentless action, and making it happen. And that's what he did, and that's the same thing for me. And my vision has come true. And now that my vision has come true, I recently rewrote my new vision, and I have a giant vision now, and it's going to be involving real estate. It's going to be involving a gigantic podcast. It's going to be taking my channel to 1 million subscribers. This is all going to happen. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it.
Good stuff, man. So yeah, I mean, it is absolutely figuring out, okay, what do I want? But even more than that, what am I going to do? And then being steadfast in that. I mean, have there ever been moments when you've wavered in that vision, or have you always been like rock solid?
Yeah, in 2017, I got a really good corporate job in Tokyo with a Fortune 500 equivalent company, and I had an unlimited expense account. I was a top performer in Q4 of the company joining that year, and there, if you look at my YouTube channel, there's a 9-month gap where I didn't upload any videos, and it was from 2017 to early 2018, and I was still feeling like maybe I should just give up this dream. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe I should just be a corporate person and work in a corporate job. But something in my deep in my gut kept on telling me, don't do that. That's not the right thing. You have a calling. And I made it happen, and here we are.
Great stuff, man. Any final thoughts? I mean, if somebody's watching this and they're in a dark place themselves and they're kind of like, well, how do I carry on, or how do I keep pushing forward? Any words of advice?
Just clearly write down what you want in life on a piece of paper, and make sure you can see it every day, and make sure every day you just take one action at bare minimum every single day to make that statement you have written down a reality. That's what I would say.
Good stuff, man. Well, they all know where to find you, don't they? But follow John on YouTube if you haven't already. Follow me, and we'll see you again very soon.